What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is a debut on the channel. The game is called Spider-Man and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge. And this is requested by Sir Slush on PayPal. Thank you. And this is the channel Cheetah Man 91. I've never heard of this game. Pretty long title. I looked it up, and it looked a lot similar to a game that I know that was on the Sega Genesis. Like, I think it was called Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. I believe that was the right one. It was like a side-scroller beat-em-up type thing. It looked somewhat similar, so I don't know if it's like the same world or creators, something like that. And then here I see composed by Tim and Jeff Follin. That's exciting. I haven't heard a lot of Tim Follin, or the Follin brothers, but I know that they make amazing stuff from what I've heard. And I couldn't be any more excited. All right, let's go. Oh, sorry, the song, by the way, is called Gambit. So, assuming that's the character Gambit. Don't know if this is a fighting game or anything. Anyways, let's go. I love Gambit too. I always thought Gambit was like such a cool character. The chords are going from left to right. Ooh. Dynamics. That percussion stuff's so 90s. Dun, 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 dun. I love how it sounds like the guitar's doing one thing and then the keyboard's doing something else. There's so much depth. Keeps changing. God damn. I think when it comes to the Follin brothers, it's like, what limitations? We got this like smooth beat the whole time. Dude, the song has gone in so many directions. There's been at least like 12 different melodies. What the hell? All this for Gambit? Nothing against Gambit, but damn. Still going. Thank you, Sir Slush. I always knew you were a real one. I don't want to talk because I don't want to miss anything. So cool. What the hell? I love that. That bass lining up with it. This is wow. What the F? I have so many things to say. I don't even know where to begin. So I stopped taking notes, right? I'm going to keep saying that for a while until it becomes kind of the norm. But when I first started doing reactions, I just was just like this, right? And then like very soon afterwards, I started like writing things down because it's not the worst thing in the world. It's pretty smart, you know, like, oh, you know, make a callback or something. But after doing that for a while, I kind of was like, well, let me go back to my roots and just like really just be in the moment and not like take away and, you know, something like that. It doesn't really matter. The impact is the same, but now I just have to recollect everything in my head and store everything in these like whatever brain cells I have left. So first of all, there's a lot, okay? First thing that comes to mind is when I saw this link, is at 7 minutes and 49 seconds. First initial thought, I've been doing this for a while now. First thought is like, damn, this is gonna loop like crazy. Looking at this image with the clearly like dated graphics. I'm like, this is gonna loop like 40 times, and I think that's a safe assumption. That went out the window. I think it looped like once or like a little segment here and there, but so don't judge a book by its cover. I should know that by now, but I still do it sometimes. Second, man. Okay. When I think of music of this era, obviously, which I didn't see the year, but it looked kind of 90s, early 90s ish. But I always think of the same thing, which is just limitations, of course, right? Just hardware limitations. And in a serendipitous way, a lot of those songs sound really cool that way. But whenever I hear like the Follin brothers, I guess I don't know who does more. I thought it was Tim that does more, but I think they might have done like even work. I don't know anything about them, but I kind of am very, very curious about them the more I listen to them. Like a lot more so than like other composers I've heard on the channel. Like I'm really curious, like on their background, why they're so prolific, and you know what I mean. But we'll get to that. But when I hear like the Fallen Brothers music, it just seems like they went out of their way to just ignore limitations. It sounds way ahead of its time. Each time I've heard of them, which was not very many. The first, I don't know how many I've done, but I know I've done at least 3. I know at least 3. This, Plock, which is amazing, and Solstice. I don't know if I did any other ones. Maybe I have. I'm pretty sure, but who knows? But every time, like, my reaction is kind of the same, and I'm just like, what the hell, dude? Like, this sounds so advanced. Like, it's like they're overqualified for the job type of thing. You know what I mean? That one song we just heard could have easily been like 4 tracks in the entire, like 4 separate tracks in the game, used here, here, here. But it was one for one character apparently. That's like the biggest thing when it comes to hearing these composers. So it's not so much that like they have a certain sound that I can recognize them from. It's more of a certain flavor and attention to detail and style. Because if I didn't know, like if the description here didn't say the Fallen Brothers, I would have maybe guessed that like if I were to guess of who would be involved, they would kind of come to mind, but they wouldn't be my first thought. I know it sounds kind of contradictory to what I just said, but it's because of different systems and whatever they've been on. It's not like they have like a specific sound, but they have like a certain style. I don't know if this makes sense to anyone but me. So, but now that I obviously know that it's them, it's really, really makes sense that it's them, and I can totally, totally hear it. That's probably confusing, I know. Next thing. So the title of the song just says Gambit. So obviously a character theme. I know Gambit is from the X-Men. I don't know much about the X-Men. I just know they're like humans with superpowers or something like that. But I've always known of Gambit, actually, because of video games. Never seen the show or the movies, but I know he was like, I don't know, he's really unique. From what I recall, first of all, his name is really cool. His powers are really cool, right? He's got the deck of cards that he can throw, and he also has like a staff. And he's got the cool coat and the costume. I think it's one of the coolest costumes ever. I don't remember if he had any other abilities. Like, I don't know. I don't remember if he had like something with his eyes or something. I don't know. Anywho, but when I was hearing that, and I was like, man, they did all this for Gambit, and Gambit is, from what I recall, again, I don't know anything. From what I recall, I thought Gambit was always like a kind of, not a minor character, but like not one of the first names you think of. I could be, again, wrong. We know what I think of X Men. I think of Wolverine, Cyclops, Professor X, Mystique, whatever. So it just kind of goes to show what I'm getting at here is like it just goes to show that like the music, it didn't really matter like who or what it was for. Like they're just going to make something really special for anyone. Cause, damn, musically, that was a joy to listen to. There's so many things that had that it just kind of like made you appreciative that you have ears. Not only is it a bunch of melodies and very little loop, it felt like an adventure. Things keep going over here, going over there. There's multi-layered harmonies going at the same time. Like percussion changes, and then of course there was a whole like oscillating left and right like throughout the whole song. Makes the song feel really alive, really alive. Have you guys heard? I don't know if it's been a trend or if it's a late or like a lately trend, but I can remember one time YouTube recommended to me these videos called like 8D audio or 12D audio. I don't even know what that is, but apparently it's like hearing songs like in a weird, I can't even describe it. It's just like everything's isolated and it moves around. It's so hard to explain, but it's trippy as hell. I'm not even sure if I like it. It's just kind of odd. It kind of feels like you're there in the room with the recording. It's very interesting. Where was I going with this? Holy moly. Oh, well, what I'm saying is like a song like this would be very interesting in like that 8D, 12D style because of just how much stuff is going on. Spider-Man and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge. Gambit, Tim and Jeff Follin. That's another thing too. I want to know if did they often work together, or is this like one of the special things where they work together? But all I know is that I've had a lot of composers on this channel, but Tim and I guess Jeff, like they stand out quite a bit, quite a bit, and they seem to have like a cult following. I noticed, like people that really know their VGM. The Follin brothers are always like mentioned. I noticed that with good reason. Anyways, I'm blabbing. That was sick. That was really cool. Gambit. Whew. All right. Sorry if I showed my noobness with X-Men and everything else. Thank you, Sir Slush, for the request. Thanks to everyone that you see here. I cannot be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the Auditorium. Take it easy.